but I've been here since 1966. I just spoke with my neighbor here, a lovely young man. He's been here for 40 years. I have two sons, 27 and 25. I want this to be a community that they would want to remain in or live in.
Right. One other part, two other people.
Give them the mic. Give the mic.
You might have to come up to the back. Yes. Okay.
Well, my name is Walter Kindred. I've been in this community in and out since 1963. And I've seen a lot of changes. And I shop outside of the community. I want someplace in this community that is convenient, much more convenient, and has the groceries that I want, and has more concern about the community.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, one more person. Okay. Hi, I'm Anne Marie. My neighbor Gus said to me that the reason he's here is because it needs to be done. And I thought that that's really what makes the neighborhood is when people say it needs to be done on 7 Thank
you, Anne Marie. Val, is there? All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. This is the Planning Coalition's Town Hall meeting. This is the third of our meetings. In the first two, we've had about 150 people to come out. Our central issue has been the grocery exodus of businesses, including our grocery. And it's my pleasure to my name is Yvette Molio. It's my pleasure to introduce to you the executive director of the Planning Coalition, Ms. Val Free.
Thank you. First of all, again, I would like to say thanks for coming out and supporting this effort. My name is Val Free, and I am the Executive Director of the Planning Coalition. Just to give you some interesting history about the Planning Coalition, it's actually been around since 1994. However, for about 7 years prior to a year and a half ago, it had been lying dormant. I was coordinating and organizing in my own little area as a tenant association, and then it grew out from a tenant association to the South Shore Neighborhood Network, which was somewhat of a coalition anyway. And the chair of the Planning Coalition says, well, you're doing the work already. You can actually find funding. So why don't we turn the Planning Coalition over to you and let you run it? Because we're not doing anything with it right now. And that's kind of how the Planning Coalition came back into life in terms of whatever they were doing prior to me coming in. And what the Planning Coalition is basically just so people can understand what a coalition is. If you already know, please don't be offended. But just in case, a coalition is a group of groups that come together on an issue. That means that we have other groups that we work with. We work with Young Leaders Alliance. We work with Reclaiming South Shore for All. We work with Mean Greens and Peace. Am I saying that right, Mary? We need Greens. Peace. We work with South Shore Neighbors and Hassan Park. Those are the people that are in South Shore, but also the Planning Coalition has a group called the Southeast Side Block Club Alliance, where we build, start, and reactivate block clubs and partner with current block clubs to bring the community together block by block. What we also are not is a political organization. I have to say that because there are several people in the room that's running for some sort of political office. We are not that. We can't look like that. We can't smell like that. We can't walk like that because our 501c3 will be in jeopardy. So as you're doing whatever you're doing, please keep that in mind. If we catch that, we will ask you to leave. just want you to know that. Our mission is to bring the community together around economic development, housing, education, safety and security, youth, health and wellness, and arts and culture. And we kind of do that in our block club model, which Charles will talk about a little later. And what I wanted to do is just make sure we set some ground rules as we move forward, because this is a learning experience for me too. I went from working with 3 people to a lot. And now we're just trying to figure out how it all works. So please be patient with us as we do this, because our goal and our heart is to make South Shore and the Southeast Side a great place to live. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ava St. Clair, and I'm working very closely with Val. We do a lot together, and right now my main role with the organization is as a technologist. So I'm doing all the website stuff, Facebook, getting the word out, figuring out how to get you guys in the room via digital, and how to make that look fun and new and clean and fresh and all that good stuff. So the one thing that I do want to cover is our safety. Oh, sure. So one thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is our safety and privacy. We are into consensus building, and sort of on the heels of what Val was just talking about is not only political, but in terms of safety and privacy. So whether it's on the website or when you guys come here, if you don't see that logo on something that you're signing or using, don't use it. This is actually scannable. If you guys have a barcode scanner or a QR scanner on your phone, you can scan that this picture on your agenda or whatever you have, and it should go straight to our website or straight to our terms and conditions list, so that you'll always know that you're safe, that it's private, and that's coming from us. So if you see that and it says "Do not copy" or unofficial, document or something like that on top of that logo, that's not ours. So if you're signing it and you're putting your name and your contact information on it, you're doing it at your own risk. Don't condone it, and it's not something that we give it to you to use. So that's safety and privacy. And I'm going to go through kind of quickly with you. The website. So this website has been a labor of love. We built it from ether, literally like from nothing. So if there's something wrong with it, if it's kind of buggy, then please let us know. I know it was a little slow last week, but we finally changed our service over, so it should pick up a little bit faster. So this is just a tutorial on how to use the website. Basically, when you first arrive, you should see this. It'll ask you to log in or register. And next slide. So I know it's kind of hard to see, but basically, when you get there, you'll see the first part is our news. This is all your hyperlocal news. And I know every block is bad, so don't stop using every block. Keep using it. That's fine. But for us, this is just something for the Southeast Side, and so you're going to constantly get news that's very relevant to us and what's going on here. Basically, the first tab on your left is resources, everything that's going on in South Shore and everything that's going on in the city that would be pertinent to people who live on the Southeast Side. The next tab, when you kind of scroll down a little bit, is your latest posts. So these are all the things that are going on, the latest things that are happening right now in South Shore, South Chicago, and Hyde Park. There's also a tab there that says if you wanted to join. So you'll see on your first page. I'm sorry we don't have Wi-Fi, so I can't just scroll through the website for you. But you can invite anyone to join. So even if they don't live on the Southeast Side or whatever, they're totally allowed to join. And they can join now via Gmail, Yahoo, Facebook, or Windows Live. So if you guys have like an Xbox account or something like that, they can join through there. All you have to do is click that button and it does all the work for you. Your whole contact is going to come up. You'll be able to choose which friends you want to invite to use the site and sort of go from there. The next is join your block club or create a group. So when you go on the first page, it'll ask you if you want to create a group once you log into your account. And you can either join an existing block club or you can create a group. Right now that's open, it may close soon, soon because we don't want anybody just randomly creating a bunch of random groups. But for right now, we're leaving that open in terms of beta to see how it's working, to see how you guys like to use it and all of that. So you can join a block club that's already put up there, or you can create your own. You can also join one of our committees. So right now we have a grocery store committee and a media committee. If you want to join either one of those, just hit the request button and you'll be granted entry into the committee. Add friends and connect with neighbors. So once you get to the top page, once you're on the website, you can actually add people and friend people like you would on Facebook. So you can find friends, neighbors, people that you want to talk to, and click add friends. And site-wide activities. So this tab will tell you like what's going on, like status updates. So if you want to post a picture, a video, you see a pothole in the road, you need to be fixed, or something like that, go ahead and post it. And what will happen in the future is we're trying to actually get it fed into the Alderman's office, so she'll know more hyper-locally like what's going on. So if you see something going on in your neighborhood, snap a picture of it, upload it, it'll go with a particular hashtag in the future to the Alderman's office, so she'll know what's going on. And this is what's coming soon. So not too far away is enhanced user profiles, so everybody will kind of have their own page. Certain groups will have their own page on WordPress, so you'll be able to create your own little environment online through the Planning Coalition's website. And that's it. I know that was really, really fast. I don't know if you guys have any questions. I can take two. All three. So I would say in about a month or so, you'll get an email or something through Facebook. Oh, I'm sorry. So the question was if you took a snapshot of something that was going on in your neighborhood or on your block, which Alderman would it go to? And it will go to all three. So that's coming out in about a month. I'm still working on it. But in about a month, it'll reach straight into their offices, into their email, so they'll know what's going on. Next one, one more question? The web address is theplanningcoalition.org. So it's our whole name spelled out .org. And we're working on shortening that. It's a little long. So if you guys have any questions, if something's wrong, if you can't log in, anything, for right now, email hello@theplanningcoalition.org. And that comes straight to myself and my two other people who are helping me with the site. And yeah, that's it. I know that was really fast. So if you have any questions, I'll be here after the meeting. Next up is the surveys. How many in here saw the highlights results from the survey? Who in here saw these? Yes, no, so we have a few people in the room that haven't seen it. Okay, so this is what happened with the survey. These are the highlights from the survey. It's not everything, but these are the most important points that came out of the survey. We basically surveyed, we got to about 382 people were surveyed in the South Shore area and asked about their shopping habits and what they wanted shopping. And we came up with this. These are the numbers that they came up with. Right now, surveyed South Shore consumers currently purchase their food from Dominic's, when it was open, of course, Jewel, Whole Foods, Treasure Island, Trader Joe's, and Mariano's. Trader Joe's and Mariano's tied for 5th place, so they're about together. But these are the people that right now we're spending our money with, and none of these stores are in our community. The question was, what do you mean when you say spend your money with? So basically, these are the stores that South Shore residents in the South Shore general area are shopping at. And because these stores aren't in our neighborhoods, we're spending that money in other neighborhoods where these stores currently live. So about 95% of the people surveyed said that they are willing to pay mid to high prices for their groceries. So basically, a lot of people were thinking, well, you know, we don't want to put anything high priced or big rates in South Shore because South Shore doesn't have any money. That's not true. We do have money, we are willing to spend it, and we will spend it on good food. And about 78% of us want food that is grown locally, so we do like local organic foods, stuff that we can, we know what it is, not packaged fresh food. And 99% of the people who were surveyed are registered voters. 99% of everybody who took that survey was a registered voter. And about 53% of those people live in the 5th ward, and another 25% live in the 7th ward. So those are the people who were surveyed, who have voting power, who have money, or ready and willing to give money for good food. And so this is just something about the survey. So basically, at the end of the day, we figured out that Mariano's was about the first choice out of 8 different options for the grocery store. If in a dream world, you could have any grocery store you wanted, these were the 2 that came up most popular. Mariano's being the first, and Pete's Fresh Market being the second. And just to say something about it, 382 people were surveyed. At the time, it was just 370. We started on December 18th, and it went until January 11th. We did electronic distribution and some paper, and we know that every single person who did the survey was singularly done, so there were no repeats. These were individual, 382 individual people.
What are the demographics in terms of age groups, income groups?
We have a more condensed survey that will show you all of that information. This is just highlights, and so as soon as we compile all that information, we'll shoot it back out.
Regular differentiation between fresh market and
Oh, good job. So the difference is with this one, people ask for the Pete's Fresh Market. Pete's Fresh Market is the big guy. That's the really, really big store. That's not the little produce store that's on 87th Street. This is the full-blown thing that you see like on Cermak. That's it. And that's it for me.
What did you say? Demographic breakdown?
Demographics will be out in about a week, I would say. And we're going to push them out via email and Facebook. So these are just highlights. This is what we took to the alderman. So we didn't take anything else there. And we're going to get to that in just a second. We're picking up on that. Right? And the Facebook page is the Planning Coalition. So if you Google it, the Facebook page should pop right up. Facebook.com, and when you're in Facebook, just search the Planning Coalition. It should come up. And we're also on Twitter. Twitter is at Think Plan Act Now. So that's Think Plan Act Now. And so Val's going to help me do the next update.
Okay, so Ultra, the reason why we keep bringing up Ultra is because that's the rumor. We can't confirm it. The alderman did not confirm whether or not Ultra was on the table, but we keep hearing Ultra is on the table. We also know that the same people that own Ultra also own Strax and Ventil, which is the store that they put in predominantly white neighborhoods and put Ultra in predominantly black neighborhoods. Yes, there is a difference between the two.
Yeah.
Strax and Ventil sells more of organic foods. They have more of a Mariano feel. You can go in, you can sit down, you can eat, you can do things like that. Whereas Ultra Food, you're just going to get the traditional grocery store. And the organics are not really, you don't have that much of a variety if you get that. So our goal is to see how can we get enough pressure on City Hall, the task force, to know what we want. It doesn't have to be a Strax and Ventil, just in case Ultra is on the table. It doesn't have to be a Mariano's. It doesn't have to be a Whole Food, but something to offer those type of things. And that's what we got from our survey. I'm sorry, can't hear you. Can you stand? Do we start our own grocery store? So, okay, let's talk about that. Okay, so out of this group, we can form a group that wants to start their own grocery store. However, that takes more time, and we need to get that space filled right away. Because it's more work than a store that already has a model. It's more work and money that you would have to raise. Unless we have several millionaires in the room with a model.
That's the gentleman that's interested in doing something like that. He knows people that are.
Say that again, I can't hear you.
Stand up.
Oh, are you interested in doing something like that?
I was just eating up what he said. I was just suggesting that he's inquiring from the gentleman if he in fact was interested in doing something like that, or if he knew of someone that would be interested in that process.
Did you hear what he just said?
Versus dismissing the idea, just talking about the way they do it.
Okay. So, do you? Do you? Okay. So the answer to that question is the reason why we're not going for that right now at this time is because of time.
There is a grocery committee and the cooperative, there is a grocery committee within the planning coalition, and you'll hear reports from them. So cooperative models of grocery stores are being examined, and that's really what you're talking about. We don't have anybody that we know in South Shore that's just going to come and say, I'll buy it. But the cooperative model is a good one, and because we're a coalition, one of the groups we've been talking to is the Healthy Food Hub, which is Fred Carter and the Black Oak Farms, and they have a cooperative already operating. Our position with the planning coalition is not to, starting things from scratch, but to build on what may already be a model where they've gotten all the kinks out, they've made failures, and they know where to go from here. So that is a possibility, but it's something that has to go to committee to be looked at. The planning coalition is the collaborative to collect people like that can do those kinds of things, get together and present a proposal to the community so that we can say what we will support. And our vision as part of this team within the grocery committee is that we can have several things going on at the same time. But the number one issue is can we help, can we block, can we say no to whatever comes there and be ready and not, after the fact. So Val, I know Anton is not here, he's the chairman of the grocery committee, so I just wanted to just help Val a little bit with that answer.
Okay. So what I'm here to really talk about, because we do have people that are going to give some updates from the grocery committee, is that we need to be more proactive. Did anyone get the email or the Facebook that said call to action, call the alderman, call the mayor's office? How many people did it? That's a lot of people. We need more, just to let them know what we want. Because if they don't know what we want, they'll give us what they want us to have. So we have to do that, okay? And if you don't know what the call to action is, please make sure we have your email address so we can send it out, okay?
Has the grocery committee or the search committee contacted any of these corporations directly, suggesting that we're interested in you having a presence here, or invite you to look at this business?
Not yet. They're supposed to be working on that very soon. I'm going to bring up some people that can talk about the grocery committee, since that seems to be the thing everybody's ready to jump into. Yes.
Yeah, I just want to say we do have a business and economic development committee that we're working on just that issue. We do want to identify who all the players are in terms of, who's running the mall up there. Who are the stores? Why, we want to know firsthand why did Chase leave. We want to hear from them. So anybody that's interested in that committee, let me know. Because at the end of the day, somebody in the office, just people just like us making decisions about our case. So we want to deal with that.
Okay. So I'm going to introduce you to Mia Henry and Julia Perkins to talk about the grocery committee. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Great. First of all, my name is Mia Henry, and I represent Reclaiming South Shore for All on the coalition, and the South Shore Planning Coalition. And I want to introduce Julia.
I'm on the committee as well.
Yes, and because Anton couldn't be here, we're just stepping in to give an update on the grocery committee. But the first thing that I want to say, I just want to make sure, we didn't have time to do kind of icebreaker because we got started, but just look to your left and right and give your neighbor a smile and say, hi, it's good to see you here this afternoon. We can never, miss an opportunity to greet our neighbors and get to know more of the great people that live in this neighborhood. I see so many friendly faces and so many new faces, and I just want to make sure that we all know each other. We all believe that we have a common destiny and what happens in this neighborhood. So thank you for taking the time to do that. And also, can I see a show of hands of people who did get a chance to complete the survey that we talked about? So thank you very much for completing that survey. If you haven't had a chance to complete it, I think we said that there was an end date, but we actually can't have enough of those survey results. I think the higher numbers that we have in the survey, the stronger our voice is heard. And we want to make sure that we do get a diverse constituency that represents the neighborhood, the diverse voices that are, so we can see trends and what people want and what they want to see. So thank you so much for those of you who have done the survey, and if you haven't got a chance to do it, we'll make sure to send the link out again. Is that okay? So we had a few updates from the grocery subcommittee, and so using the survey results, and from what the committee was talking about, the ideas that came out of the grocery store committee are having a mix of goods, having a grocery store, and I have to say this too for the gentleman who talked about starting our own grocery store. It's not an or, it's an and. We can get the grocery store in the Dominic's place replaced in Jeffrey Plaza, and we can start our own grocery store. There's so many. We went on a great tour this morning. Many of us went on a great tour this morning of South Shore. We saw a lot of the great things that are happening South Shore and the really innovative business owners. And we saw a lot of vacant spaces. So there's places where we can start our own grocery store in addition to getting a somewhat mid to large box grocery store as well. So in that large box or mid to large box grocery store, we want to see a mix of goods that includes, but not limited, a fresh deli, meat and seafood, hot foods bar, floors, and banking options, much like what we had in Dominic's. A living wage for all employees. You know, the State of the Union is coming up. Barack Obama is going to probably put out there that we should raise the federal minimum wage to $9. There's a living wage ordinance that's always in play here in Chicago. We want to make sure that any grocer that comes into Jeffrey Plaza is adhering to a living wage so that anyone who's working there full time is not living in poverty. Local hiring, including former Dominic's employees. I believe the Dominic's, how many employees it had? 300, 250, 300 people were unemployed immediately when Dominic's decided to leave Jeffrey Plaza. We want to see those people get first preference in being hired and the replacement. And a strong diversity program that increases African Americans in management. So the management of the grocery store really reflects the population of the neighborhood. And these are really important. These are the starting elements for what we would call a community benefits agreement. This is the relationship that the owners of the business that comes in and replaces Dominic's would have with the people in the community. So that we can do even better than what we had at Dominic's as far as relationship, and really that the business owners have a sense of accountability and a sense of gratitude for the people who shop there.
I would like to add to, these are the overarching concepts that emerge from the